Hey Fiends, Treefy here, also known as Andy. Uh, Here to kind of do a review unboxing of the new 30 film collection of Universal Classic Monsters. This thing looks amazing. Just to kind of give you a preview, we'll get into further detail, but it is regular Blu-ray Blu-ray cases with, they're actually clear. It's 30 films, but I think this averages out to, I think there's crossover. So you might remember that they put out this box set and a lot of people bought it. I think I got it for like 50, something like that. And then some people actually imported it from the UK because it was cheaper and I believe it was region free. But this is just 8 films. So you have Dracula, Frankenstein. Let's see if I can remember without looking. Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Invisible Man, Wolfman, Creature from Black Lagoon, and Phantom of the Opera, and then you get Bride of Frankenstein. Yes, I nailed it. Anyway, this set was pretty cool. It comes with a 48-page booklet, the original House of Horror, which is also in this monster. It's the same identical one. But then these came in digibook form, which is, it's a nice presentation, don't get me wrong, but the digibook, some people are leery on that because, it's makes the discs more susceptible to damage, and they're in this little pocket here. So, with that said, I kind of prefer the Amaray box set a little better. There's probably anywhere from like 4 to 6 discs in each one. And if it's anything like the DVD collections, because these also came out on DVD first, I think a couple years back, and there was some crossover. So even if you were collecting them one by one, you would get duplicates. And then eventually they put this out on DVD, like the DVD version of this, all of them collected. And I think you can still buy that for like $65, $66. But for double the price, you can get them on Blu-ray. And to me, I think it's worth it on Blu-ray. Also, kudos to Universal. They didn't send me this to review. But kudos to them for putting this out in August. Granted, it's late August, but that gives me the whole month of September and October to visit some of these, which I plan on doing because I do have some blind spots in the Universal Classic Monsters legacy. So I'm super stoked about that. The one thing is, this does advertise the 3D Creature from the Black Lagoon. This doesn't advertise it, so that's kind of making me leery, but honestly, if it's anything like Universal, they probably didn't go the extra effort. They probably just copied the Blu-ray. So I would assume that it's in 3D. I can't remember if any of the other, like Revenge of the Creature, which is the sequel, I can't remember if that was in 3D before or not. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, this is a great box set. And honestly, like, it comes with my favorite Universal monster movie, whereas this didn't. And that's Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. I think that is the perfect gateway drug, gateway horror film to get kids into. Like, it's a funny movie. It's not overtly scary, but it's a nice little introduction. Like that and Monster Squad, I think, are great introductions to the monsters. But, Monster Squad is not technically Universal. So, which is weird because, it is, but it isn't. It's a damn shame Universal didn't say yes to that because it was in the 80s. They weren't doing anything with that IP, so it's kind of weird that they... You know what? Honestly, if Monster Squad was never made in the 80s and somebody came to them like, hey, we want to make Monster Squad, it's like Goonies plus your IP of the Universal Classic Monsters, they'd be all over it because it freaking Avengers. They're trying to do that with Dark Universe, which I don't think is ever going to happen now. Thanks, Tom Cruise. Anywho. Okay, so we will take a really quick look at this. Got my trusty X-Acto knife. And basically what I like to do with these is I like to kind of cut an opening. And then a little slice down here. This is how I cut my Halloween box set too. So now I got this nice little flap, which, I could cut off but it keeps everything still protected. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Okay, so again, here is that booklet. It's the same exact booklet that you saw from the other one, so that's cool. Set that over there, and then we start off with Frankenstein, and it does give you the list here. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know there's a shadow from there. So he includes Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. So let's take a quick look. The next one's Invisible Man, Mummy, Wolfman. Let's take a look at Wolfman, because I would assume Frankenstein meets Wolfman. Yep, that's also in this. So you will get some crossover. House of Dracula, that's in this as well. So is House of Frankenstein, because Dracula makes an appearance. So there is some crossover, but you know what? Honestly, that's totally cool with me, because I could be watching something with Dracula, and then I'm like, oh man, remember Frankenstein's in that, or something like that, and maybe I just don't want to break the monotony, the cycle. I don't know. It's not bad if you cheapskates out there, and I say cheapskates because, you know, I know what people are thinking. We can go through here, Ghost of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, and then, oh wow, there's 3 of them on here. So Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula. So if I go back to the Wolfman one, yeah, it's the same exact disc. See? Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula. So technically, what you could do, and like I said, there are some blind spots. I guess they're all in it. I don't know. But what some people might end up doing, I can totally see them doing it, is taking those discs out and modifying their Blu-ray cases, and maybe even selling those duplicate discs. I mean, if you're really short on the cash, you could do it. So anyway, here it starts with Frankenstein, Invisible Man. This is the biggest blind spot in my collection, or not collection, but my viewing. I have not seen a lot of Invisible Man stuff. Same goes for the Mummy. I've seen the Mummy and the Mummy's Hand. I think maybe it was the Mummy's Ghost. One of them. The Wolfman. So yeah, it is. I mean, if you go through these one by one, it's like Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula. I'll already hit those if I take a look at the Frankenstein collection, right? So that's kind of odd, but Dracula. This one, it has Dracula, Dracula's daughter, Son of Dracula, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, which again, so we get 3. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this one, it's not the same exact disc. It's just House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula. So it's not like they're carrying, like, putting the duplicate disc. But some of these, I guess they're putting in there. So, it's kind of interesting, to be honest with you. But Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is on this because Dracula does make an appearance. So, and just to open it back up, it's its own disc. So there's that. There's Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein on this one. And then Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein is on Frankenstein as well. Right there. So essentially I have 3 of the same movie on Blu-ray. So, you know, you might want to, I don't know, somebody could make a monstrous disc set that holds all of these and get rid of the dupes and maybe sell them for a few bucks a pop. It's really not a huge concern of mine. Creature from the Black Lagoon. This is the one I was kind of curious about. There's only 3 of them. Yes. So it does come with 3D versions of Creature from the Black Lagoon and Revenge of the Creature. So it does come in 3D. That's awesome. Now again, like I said, I don't have a 3D TV, but yeah. And I'll go through these and kind of go through the discs as well. But here's Phantom of the Opera on his own, because there was only one Phantom of the Opera movie. And then you saw that there's 2 discs in Creature from the Black Lagoon, so one of them is just the sole film, and then the other are the last 2. This one comes with 5 discs. Dracula. 2, 3, 4. 4 discs, right? This one, I think, comes with 4 or 5 discs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm going to assume 4 on this one, too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Oh, whoa. I just noticed something. Get to it in a second. Maybe you guys caught it. 2, 3, 4. So 4 discs typically in all of these. Here's the thing I caught. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. 5. So there's 5 in here. Okay, here's the thing that I noticed. So we got clear cases, which is beneficial when you double print. And it's got all the credits on all these. Invisible Man. Mummy. Here's what I just noticed. Wolfman. Nope. Not sure if that's a misprint. I'm going to assume it is, because all these other ones have it, except for, wait. Yeah, Phantom of the Opera doesn't have the credit block. It's just blank. That's kind of odd. But anyway, that is all 30 films. Again, you do have duplicates, but quite honestly, I don't think that's a bad deal at all, especially for $137. If, you know, like me, I'm a huge horror nerd, and I sometimes have blind spots as well. I think this is a good set to pick up. Hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. It's a great set. It's $137 on Amazon. I'll leave a link below if you click on it and you buy it through that. It helps me out. If you're curious where to catch me, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the name below. And I also do a podcast called We Need to Talk About Horror, presented by DestroyTheBrain.com. DestroyTheBrain.com is a website that I run. If you like this video, all I ask is that you give me a like, and feel free to subscribe. The more subscribers I get, maybe the more often I'll do this, and maybe I'll invest some more money into this setup. But thank you guys very much for checking it out. Hopefully this unboxing helped you guys as well as enticed you to buy it. So thanks again. Adios.